welcome back to our channel. Today we discuss about the functions of an ecosystem. So let's learn. The function of an ecosystem is broad, vast and completely dynamic. It can be studied in following three: energy flow, the second one nutrient cycle, the third one ecological succession. Energy flow. Energy is a basic force responsible for all metabolic activities. The flow of energy from producer to top consumer is called energy flow, which is unidirectional. The study of trophic level interaction in an ecosystem gives an idea about the energy flow through the ecosystem. The trophic level interactions. Trophic level interaction deal with how the members of an ecosystem are connected based on the nutrients need. Energy flow through the trophic level from producer to subsequent trophic level. This energy always flow from lower producer to higher herbivorous, carnivorous, etc. in the top level. It never flow the reverse direction, that is from carnivorous to herbivorous to producer. There is a loss of some energy in form of unstable heat at each trophic level, so that energy level decrease from the first trophic level to upwards. As a result, there are usually 4 or 5 trophic levels and seldom more than 6 as beyond that very little energy is left to support any organisms. Trophic levels are numbered according to the step of an organism is away from the source of the food or energy. The trophic level interaction involves three concepts, namely food chain, food web, ecological pyramid. Food chain. Organisms in an ecosystem are related to each other through a feeding mechanism or trophic level. For example, one organism becomes food for the other, a subsequent organism that feed on one another from a food chain. A food chain starts with producer and ends with the top carnivorous. The sequence of eaten and being eaten. Producer transfer of food energy and it's known as food chain. The plant converts solar energy into chemical energy by photosynthesis. Small herbivores consume the plant and matter and convert them into animal matter. Those herbivores are eaten by large carnivores. Types of food chain. There are two types of food chain. One is grazing food chain and second one Detritus food chain. The grazing food chain. The consumer who start the food chain utilize the plant or plant part as their food, constitute the grazing food chain. This food chain begin from the green plant at the base and the primary consumer is herbivorous. For example, in terrestrial ecosystem, grass is eaten by caterpillar, which is eaten by lizard, and lizard is eaten by snake. In aquatic system, planktons are the primary producer, is eaten by the zooplankton, which is eaten by fish, and fish are eaten by pelican. The Detritus food chain. It starts from dead organic matter of decaying animal and plant body consumed by the microorganisms, and then detritus feeding organism called detrivorous or decomposer, and to the other predators. The distinction between those two food chain is the source of energy for the first level consumer. In the grazing food chain, the primary source of energy is living plant biomass, while the detritus food chain is the source of energy is dead organic matter or detritus. The two food chain are linked. The initially energy source of detritus food chain is the waste material and dead organic matter from the grazing food chain. Food web. A food chain represents only one part of the food or energy flow through the ecosystem and imply a simple isolated relationship which seldom occur in the ecosystem. An ecosystem may consist of several iterations of food chain. More typically, the same food resource is part of more than one chain, especially when the resource is at lower trophic level. A food web illustrates all possible transfer of energy and nutrient among the organisms in an ecosystem, whereas a food chain traces only one path of the food. If any intermediate food chain is removed, the surrounding link of the chain will be affected largely. The food web provides more than one alternative food for the most of the organisms in an ecosystem and therefore increase their chance of survival. For example, grasses may serve food for rabbit or grasshoppers, or goat or cow. Similarly, a herbivorous may be food source for many carnivorous species.
Also, food availability and preference of the food of the organism may shifted seasonally. For example, we eat watermelon in summer and peach in the winter. Thus, there is an interconnected network of feeding relationships that take in the form of food web.
This is the end of the video. I hope you like the concept of energy flow. To get the note of this video, just scan the above QR code and thank you.